of the rising sun. Ndane kumakahabo. Ndi Biafra. Umu check up. Israel na Africa. Na the Gulf of Guinea. Hey! Biafra is sure. His Excellency Mazi Simon Eba Joko, the Prime Minister of Biafra Republic. Omogin anabata in Europe. I ain't asking no.
Every time Nigeria is ringing bell. If I look on news, it is bell. If I look social media, it is problem. When I should be drinking coffee, they will make me to come online. They don't want to have me to rest. But you know what? You know what? The spirit in me, the Biafra spirit in me, I said, when I told you, if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is looking for 100 people, I promise that I have 50 in me. You have not seen anything. It is not by my power. It is not by my power. It is not by my power. But, you know, as my own oru, I am a you understand? Till Biafra come. But today you are going to receive sense. The crypto, Nigeria crypto. As they are crippling your economy, they close border. They close the border. ESN came out automatically, you know, weaponized. It shocked them. It shocked them. They said, this border no work, oh. This close of border no work, oh. Now, how do we stop the funding now of this Sunday or Igbo? How do we stop the contribution? Let us stop the crypto. Because they were following Nigerians, southern Nigerians. Use crypto. We should open crypto. We use crypto. Don't use the Western Union. Don't use this. They say, so these people are doing crypto. Okay, let us slash them. Bah! They are not considering the economic impact of crypto. No. They are not considering how much the crypto is bringing to Nigeria economy. Their agenda is not to make Nigeria progress. No. They have a better agenda. Now you get the point. Now you get the point. My only problem is that why is it that you must wait? Was Thomas born in Nigeria? Is Thomas a Nigerian? Is Thomas in the Bible in Nigeria? Are you a lineage of Thomas? Are you a lineage of Thomas? All of you have Thomas blood in your vein. How did you get Thomas blood in your vein? That it must happen to you first before you understand. We hear more in Anokia. You hear more kind of man. Woo! When we are telling you, you don't know, no, we are telling you, even we are not prophets, but everything we have said, everything we open this mouth to say, if it don't happen today, it will happen tomorrow. I want you to go from the beginning of this struggle, from the beginning. In fact, even the one that we are not sure of, once God asks us to say it, we will say it and God will do it. Hey! Woo! Hey! I said, did you see the prayer? May God harden the heart of the leaders in Nigeria so that we will tell them, the world may know that Obi is no longer a boy. I remember when we used to read the history of the Greeks, the Greek gods. I don't know, of course you don't read all those things in Africa. The history of the Greek gods. Medusa, they say Medusa is she look at when you look at Medusa, you turn into she would dry you and you become stone.
Lekwa Nigeria ma dosa ya Chineke nna de ngosi onye ọbụla na-ekpe ekpere ka Nigeria wee wuru ofu nna nke bridge ndị dị etu a wee laa ha n'iyi. Chineke nna kiwe biko da kiwe kpọọ ha ọkụ kpọọ ezinụlọ ha ọkụ ka ha ra ha gbara ndị ha bụ ọbụla ndị ụkọchukwu onye ọbụla mehụrụ ọnụ ma kulie wee sị na ọ ga-adịrị Nigeria na mma ọ ga-adịrị onye ahụ na mma na ezinụlọ na mma site gosi wee na-eme n'ụbọchị nketa obodo kwensu bụ zoo Nigeria. Lekwa Nigeria ma dosa ya Chineke nna de ngosi onye ọbụla na-ekpe ekpere ka Nigeria wee wuru ofu nna nke bridge ndị dị etu a wee laa ha n'iyi. Chineke nna kiwe biko da kiwe kpọọ ha ọkụ kpọọ ezinụlọ ha ọkụ ka ha ra ha gbara ndị ha bụ ọbụla ndị ụkọchukwu onye ọbụla mehụrụ ọnụ ma kulie wee sị na ọ ga-adịrị Nigeria na mma ọ ga
known as immortals. Because of their sacrifice, Biafra will come. And there is nothing any idiot can do about it. Britain, I'm a British citizen, a British passport holder, I prefer to say. But I'm telling you here now with every ounce of confidence that Britain cannot even stop Biafra.
That's right.
Nobody can. The only thing that can stop Biafra is your fear.
Good job.
Is a question. Why is it that the Europeans are afraid of other countries within Africa, may follow up the breakup of Nigeria, and they would want to break up and form their own country? I want you people to ask yourself, why are they thinking like this? Because I have come across a lot of arguments where somebody will say, okay, they want to maintain Nigeria so that, because they are afraid. According to them, during the 1967-1970 Biafra, the issue was that if Biafra, succeeded in breaking away from Nigeria, other African countries will want to follow suit. Now, I ask again, why are they afraid of that? My people, it is not about natural resources. Some people say they are afraid to lose natural resources. It is not afraid to lose natural resources. No. Of course, business is part of it. Business is part of it, which natural resources is also one of the factors. But this is not the issue. The issue here is not about the natural resources. Because anyhow, they are still going to have access to these natural resources. Somehow, they are going to have access to it. But it is not about natural resources. Well, so when natural resources is one compelling factor, but we should go beyond natural resources. It is time we begin to think beyond natural resources. It is not about natural resources. They are afraid of the economic power that will come from Africa when Africa divide along tribal line. Because you see, they know, they are afraid for you to know what they know. So it is not about natural resources. If you are thinking that it is because of natural resources, my brother, somehow you are right, but you are not right completely. You are getting the main point very wrong. The point here is that they are afraid of you adopting the system that made them what they are today. And what is that system? dividing your country along tribal line. And that is what we want to do. That is exactly the brain we want to bring to Biafra. We want to bring Biafra, and Biafra will be divided along tribal line. That Efik, Ijo, Ichekiri, all these people will be the confederated state of Biafra. You are going to have your own government, your own autonomy, make decision, control your natural resources. If you have 1 trillion ton of whatever you have in your land, you control it. And we are going to have the central government. And it is going to be joint military. The military is going to be like a NATO. If anybody is attacked, the entire Biafra will come. So we are going to have one common defense system. One common defense system. You see, just like this Europe is a little bit different. Europe is, they have countries and all that. And within this country of Europe, there are countries that have autonomy, that have also autonomy within their own countries. Believe me, this is what they don't want us to do. This is what they don't want you to do. The Europeans discover that when they are together as one bunch people with different background, different culture, different language, different understanding, different thinking, things were not working. Things were not working. From 1940, 1930s, 1950s, 1960s, when these countries in Europe were still in one big for nothing country, there were no progress. In fact, do you know that, let me tell you, when they tell you that in Nigeria, in a Benin or so, or is it in Ibadan or so, they have television before Switzerland. They have television, TV in Nigeria or in Yoruba land. Yoruba land, they have TV before Switzerland. Do you know why? Do you know why Yoruba were able to have television before some countries in Europe? Because that time the economy was divided along tribal line. You have, they call it region. They call it regional government. They call it region. It is not region. It was divided along tribal line. And the tribe were allowed to develop and govern themselves. And also, we were told that during that time, Oduduwa, Yoruba have their embassies, their consulate, even in the United Kingdom. And according to them, they even had their own passport. Oduduwa you see today, Yoruba people you see today, had their own passport.
It's coming out. Just know that. Abatobie is coming out and will soon be with us. We are very, very happy on that. And we will just let the process play out. The Finland government is not the zoo government. Finland is not Kenya. There are differences between what happened to our leader in Kenya and Finland. So Obatobie is coming out. Is gonna be with us as quickly as possible, and then we will take this to the final line. Just Biafrans, just know that we will just continue to do what we are doing. The first thing I wanted to talk about is the mandates, and that's something briefly I wanted to talk about today to Biafrans. Some of you that have listened to the voice, again, I am not going to address anything anybody does not say about me or about United States of Biafra. That is one promise I give. My target is the Fulani terrorist state, Nigeria, the Tinubu terrorist government, Christopher Musa's terrorist government that reintegrates and rehabilitates non-terrorists to come to our Biafra land and kill us. Christopher Musa, the Nigerian defense chief, was saying that since Prime Minister Simon Ekpa has been restricted by the Finnish government, that there has been peace in Biafra land. That is a lie. That is deceitful. Because the killings that happened in Biafra territory, in the Oshu territory, in different parts of Biafra land, in Ebonyi state, between January 1 and now, is so much. So, Christopher, Defense Minister of Nigeria, shame on you. Shame on you to say that since our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa has been restricted, there has been peace in Southeast. Who are you deceiving? Who are you lying to? Why are you lying? Why are you saying that? Who are you trying to please? You know you are not saying the truth. You can only say that to some mediocres that do not know what you are doing behind the scene. You know you have been conducting electrical war for the past 2 years, killing Biafrans. You know you've been doing that. You've been recruiting and rehabilitating terrorists in Nigeria. It is fully documented. The facts are there. And you send them to Southeast Nigeria because the indigenous Nigerians no longer want to join the Nigerian military and police. Christopher Musa, you know that. You know that the indigenous Nigerians, thousands of them have retired from the Nigerian military and from the Nigerian police because you are recruiting terrorists into the Nigerian military. And these are terrorists that turn around and kill indigenous Nigerians that are in the military and police. You know that. You know that is a fact. We have the records. You know that.
Thank you so much for joining us on this program. Wherever you are joining, I welcome every one of you. It is another evening bringing information to your doorstep. Another evening setting the record straight. Another evening giving you information on what is happening in the Zoological Republic and in the United States of Biafra government. A lot is going on and we are making progress. The Zoological Republic government of Nigeria is nosediving more and more. While the Biafran government is winning recognition, the Nigerian government is facing disgrace across the world. And this disgrace will continue. Please, as you join us on this program, if you have not yet liked and shared this program, please click like and share. Click like and share so that others will join us. It is our responsibility to carry this message to everyone. The social media network cannot do it for us. You can only help us to share and like the program. My fellow Biafrans, the United States of Biafra continue to make gain. We continue to gain recognition across the world, and the world continues to hear our voice as Nigerian rejection continues worldwide. The Zoological Republic rejection has continued, even though they continue to pretend that all is well, but they cannot hide their shame. This time around, they can't hide it. The Chief of Army Staff, who was denied a visa after telling all the lies, just as you heard our Deputy Prime Minister says on this video, that they are the one recruiting terrorists and pushing them to Biafra land to take innocent life. This is what Nigerian government is doing. This is what their Chief of Army Staff is doing. Sponsor terrorism in Biafra land. They are the one taking innocent life on daily basis, destroying lives and properties. And the whole world is watching. We come online, we bring evidence, we shout and we cry. Our Prime Minister have been sending evidence on Twitter for a long time. Today, our Deputy Prime Minister is doing the same thing. Every one of us in the media are bringing this information to the world. And you think they're not listening. They're paying attention. And the rejection of the zoo will continue. We still know there are people who still have human feeling. There are still some responsible men and women across the world. Everybody is not mad and crazy like others. And we believe that with time,
justice will be served. Justice will be served. No matter how long it takes, justice will definitely be served. My fellow Biafrans, wherever you are watching from, I want you to pay attention to the program of today. You are going to learn a lot. We are going to have a replay of the program that we did in the morning for those who missed it to be there. And remember, tomorrow we are going to have our fundraising. State fundraising is coming up tomorrow. Please make sure you are there in that state fundraising. And today, for those who are applying for their ID card, remember it is today. Those who have question on ID card or applying for ID card, join the program today. By 7 p.m. Biafran time, join the program and ask your question, also make your inquiries. These are important things that you must know. My fellow Biafrans, we are making effort and things are going. The defense of Biafran land is ongoing. The Liberation Army of Biafra is going to unleash their power very soon. Wherever you are watching this program, I urge you to continue to support the Liberation Army. They are preparing heavily, and we are going to respond. And Nigerian government is going to pay for every single life we are lost in Biafra land. They will pay heavily. Wherever you are and you are watching this program, I urge you to keep on supporting the Liberation Army of Biafra and support the Biafran government. We are making gains. Recognition is coming. And the rejection of the zoo will continue to increase. For those who have missed this program in the morning, I want you to join and listen to the view of Biafrans across the world, what they are saying, the debates on the field, and how everyone is feeling. Go to the comment section, put down your comment, and also make your own contribution. We must continue to pursue the full restoration of Biafra on the ground. The Liberation Army are preparing heavily, and you are going to hear a very positive news very soon. While we are delegitimizing Nigeria internationally and locally, we are legitimizing Biafran government across the world and in Biafra land. My fellow Biafrans, there is no retreat and there is no surrender. Victory, we must surely gain. Let's watch. Denial of visa was mentioned. Let us hear what they are saying on their conventional media.
As a matter of fact, they know the outside world know exactly what this terrorism is all about in Nigeria, and they are not happy with our military. I've been asking that question here. Do you know the implication of having terrorists in Nigerian soil for 15 years now? When our military managed to capture them, you now rehabilitate them again, put them back into the same system.
Okay.
Then they will now run away with our gun. They will now pursue them, catch them again. Then you put them back again. Precious, are you serious?
Sir?
Are you serious?
Okay. So thank you, Barrister Darlington. Let's quickly go through.
They don't want such a person in Canada so that you will not be a bad influence to their military.
Oh no, Barrister Darlington.
That is the truth. Any country that is meaningful will not allow any official of Nigeria to step into their country. It should not just end in the Chief of Defense Staff. It should not just end in Chief of Army Staff. It should extend to everybody. Today, even the Chief of Staff of the President of Nigeria is a criminal, is a wanted man in the US. The United States government indicted him. He's a criminal. He ran away from the US after he stole money from his client in the United States. Every official of the zoo, whether every lawmaker, every governor, all their top officials, they should be banned from entering other countries. Not just Canada. Canada has just taken the lead. Every other country should ban them, including their president. Let them stay on their own and enjoy their evil. That is the right thing to do. Why are you supporting evil? That is what is happening. You heard the man say it, and what he's saying is actually the truth. You are aiding and abetting terrorists. You know, in their own conventional media, when they want to speak, they will paint the word. Look at the way this man was painting it. You cannot allow. It is not just allowing them to function. You are sponsoring them directly and indirectly. Nigerian government is sponsoring Boko Haram, a terrorist group, petting them, putting them into their military. When they take them through their repentant, and they will now introduce them into the Biafra land. And you go there, go to Biafra land, you begin to see their footprint. The same thing they are doing as a terrorist in the north. That is what they come to do in the southern part of Nigeria, the Biafra land. In the north, all they do is to take innocent lives, burn their houses without any proper. The same thing is what they are doing in Biafra land with uniform. And they want us to keep silent. We will not.
No, you can't be saying that on air. That's not
really?
true.
Oh, I'm the one that denied them visa. You want to face me now, Abi? Go and face Canada now. He said they should go to hell. They have recorded it for him. One day he will have need to go to Canada.
Are you saying that Canada will also need Nigeria?
He said what?
Sir?
First of all, you saw the reply that the NSA, National Security Advisor, gave Nuhu Ribadu. That is why you see Nigerians don't have conscience. There is no responsible person in Nigeria government, not even one. This Nuhu Ribadu was the person that exposed Tinubu's fraud. And he came online in CNN and boasted that he has evidence to nail Tinubu for life. And he provided those evidence. He had them when he was the chairman of EFCC. Today, look at him talking unprofessional. Talking unprofessionally. The chief of army staff was denied visa. And he came out to insult the government of Canada. He said the Canada should go to hell. In his own word, he opened his mouth and said Canada should go to hell. And he thinks it's a joke. When it begins to happen, I hope he's going to stand it and face the reality. When it's going to be done on them, they will now understand better.
Are you serious?
Okay, so thank you, Barrister Darlington. Let's quickly go through.
They don't want such a person in Canada so that you will not be a bad influence to their military.
Oh, no, Barrister Darlington. No, you can't be saying that on air. That's not
really?
true.
Oh, I'm the one that denied them visa. You want to face me now, Abi? Go and face Canada now. He said they should go to hell. They have recorded it for him. One day he will have need to go to Canada.
Are you saying that Canada will also need Nigeria?
He said what?
Sir?
Precious.
Sir?
What did you just say now?
That Canada will not need Nigeria.
Will not lead Nigeria.
Need. Yes, sir.
Please, what did they need you for?
What would they not need us
what
for?
Just mention what they will need you for.
Barrister Darlington, let's straight to...
That is how they come and they make everything a joke. Serious issues, they come online here and they make it a joke. This is a very serious matter and they're making it a joke. What do Canada need you for, by the way? What do they need you for? If not for greed, including all these Western countries that are supporting Nigeria, what do they need? They only want to steal. Already there are many people in competition in Nigeria stealing. Canada is not one of them. Maybe Canada don't have a chance to steal. So what are they going to need? If you talk about UK, we know UK, that is their company. UK is their company. They will always do everything to protect their company. You talk about France. France has no resources in their land. They have nothing. They are looking for a place to put their hand and hold on to. They have no resources. These are countries you can say maybe they will need something and you begin to do it. But a place like Canada have almost everything they need. Canada is even now concerned about US. US is now trying to adopt them and bring them closer there. So what do they need you for? It is you that will always need them. Your government have made it possible that you always need them. The government of the zoo will always need Canada. If not for anything, all your citizens are there doing one thing or the other, studying and doing whatever. It is your holiday center. So what are they going to need you for? Answer.
Let them not cause problem for those children, no. I'm not joking, no. Let them not cause problem for those students, so because they might wake up. But since you say we should go to hell, oh yeah, your children, oh yeah, go to hell too. What will you do? No, if Canada wake up to that and retaliate, what will you do? Do you have good education here? Do you have even schools?
The NSA said something very pivotal. He did say that it is time for us to build our own country.
What he said is undiplomatic. Even what he said, that they are doing a lot, this and that. But these same terrorists, you are pampering them. Precious, you are pampering them.
So this is not the focus of our conversation.
Is that what?
It's not the focus of our conversation.
I know it's part of the banter, but it's a serious issue here. Do you know what it means? Your chief of defense staff denied visa in a foreign country. Precious, are you joking with this matter? No, hold on.
They are always joking with issues. They never take anything serious. Including you that is talking, including you, Darlington. Including this Darlington that is talking. They don't take anything serious. That is why he joined people who were calling for the head of our Prime Minister, Asylum. When you see him talking, you think that his own sense is complete. The idiocy of Nigeria is also affecting him. Even when sometimes he comes back to his senses, but when you look deeply, you see him, he will still be dancing the same music others are dancing. These were the people who were calling for the head of our Prime Minister. But today, they are still on the studio shouting. The insecurity have increased and they have nothing to offer. The same people. But when you see them talk, you think they have something to offer. They have nothing to offer you. Nothing whatsoever. Nothing.
I told you here that all the countries have embassies in Nigeria and their press attaché and their commercial attaché, they are the most important department in any embassy. They are the ones who read and see what you are going through, what is happening in that country where they are. So that if any of the citizens come here for anything, they will go there and say, look at, they will bring out a dossier on everybody and everything. They saw and heard what is going on in Nigeria and they'll be making mockery of us. And you say we are building. Which church are you building? Precious, are you building Nigeria with the way things are now? That some people went outside there and invited terrorists into Nigeria. And nobody has prosecuted them. And the outside world is looking at you and I. Precious,
sir,
hold on. These terrorists that we are fighting, we are building Nigeria, you are defending them. Who brought them into this country?
All right, so Barrister Darlington, let's quickly go through.
Sometimes when this Darlington talk, you begin to wonder, is it the same Darlington that doesn't want anything to be done about Nigeria? Darlington, you only want people to be coming online to talk. When it comes to action, you have nothing to offer. When he speaks, you wonder, is it this same Darlington who was calling for the head of Master Simon Ekpa? Now you are asking to do what on the earth can you do if not to come online and speak, and then you go back to home and sleep? But when you see people who are taking action to make change, to make sure that there's a change, you wouldn't support them. You call for their head. That is the evil of the Zoroastrian Republic. Sometimes when they know what they are doing, every single one of them, they know what they are doing, but because of what their belly will eat, because of their belly, they don't want anything that will affect that money that is coming to their account every month. Anything that will affect that money that is coming to their account every month, they don't want it. No matter how good that project is, they don't want it. It is sad. This is the kind of world we are in. But we will never give up. We will continue. You're welcome, my beloved brother Greg. Are you there? Thank you for joining, Greg. I can see you there.
Yes. Good morning, Chus.
Good morning, my brother Greg. You're welcome.
Okay, man.
Adam.
Thank God. Yes, my brother, I'm listening to all your analysis, and Nigeria is a funny land. Nigeria is not the land that copies good things. They only imitate evil. They emulate only evil and corruption. They always think that I have oil, I have gas. Because of I have oil and gas, everybody will tolerate whatever I do. They think it will always continue like that. And they think that every country is like Britain, that give them the corruption they're having today, nurture their corruption, water their corruption, fertilize their corruption to make sure their corruption grow to the extreme. At the same time, the same Britain will come to the world. When they come to the international phase, Britain will say Nigeria is the most corrupt people in the world.
Fantastically corrupt.
Fantastically corrupt. Which they are the founder of that corruption in Nigeria. Absolutely. They are the one that planted that evil in Nigeria. Even though, no matter how the Nigerians the Fulanis that are the Fulanis are foreigners like British people are in Nigeria, and the Hausas, the Yorubas, and the other tribes that are in Nigeria were not as evil. Those kind of corruption were not there. So the people who planted corruption in Nigeria are the British people. Sold it into the hand of the Fulani to make sure that it did not go. And for the Fulani, for the British to get their grant, they handed that corruption into the hand of the Fulanis to make sure that Fulanis, as the Fulanis will be looking the interest of Islamizing Nigeria, the Britain will be looking the interest of stealing all the resources in Nigeria. So there is a trade-off battle. We give you Nigeria, and we take the resources, and you give them Islam. So that was what happened in Nigeria. So they gave the Fulanis, allowed the Fulanis to plant Islam in Nigeria, while the Fulanis allowed them to steal all the resources, because you know when you are giving property that doesn't belong to you, it doesn't matter. It doesn't care. The resources that are in Nigeria, it does not belong to the Fulanis. They are just like foreigners in Britain. They have their own mission. Their mission in Nigeria is to plant Islam, while the mission of British is to steal the resources that is in Nigeria. And there is no other way they can achieve it other than to hand the power over to the Fulanis, who are captured the north. And then the Yorubas don't know where they belong. If they should accept their traditional religion, or if they should accept Christianity, or if they should accept Islam. So what happened was the Yorubas, being the coward, and they don't have any stand in anything in their life. So anywhere the pressure come more, they accept. So when the pressure of the Fulanis come, they accepted the Islam for them to live and not be this thing. So they accepted it and allowed the Fulanis to enter into them. So that's why the Fulanis have upper hand in Yoruba land when you come to the south. So, and from them, the Yorubas betrayed the south to the Fulanis, and they use them to enter. When the British concentrate on their economical gain in Nigeria, so that's why what is happening in Nigeria. So when this man called
Go ahead, my brother Greg. I can hear you trying to speak.
You know, the point there is it takes I don't know what it takes them to understand. I mean, like America and others, to giving them aids. For example, you get the medical aid. I think that medical aid is what they call it.
Yeah, medical aid.
So these medical aids, in every villages, because when we are talking, we'll be talking about our own side, where we came from. We don't know about the north. Maybe any aid they are getting, they are sending it to the north. Because just like when they borrow money, they use it in the north. Just like free education, then no one is getting to the east, south. So I don't know how many times somebody is sick and he went to hospital and he got a free treatment in the eastern side. I don't know. So in any capacity, no matter what, except this evil this thing they normally give to people, that when they give some of them, they will die. The one that will come from
the crazy immunization.
Yeah. So, but this medical aids that America is giving to them, the America is giving them the medical aids, and the money they're using is on themselves, on the president, the governors, and the rest of the cabinets. When they are sick, they will go to abroad and treat themselves. That is so the aids America is giving to them, they are using this on themselves, them that are the men on top. So the Western world is supposed to know that the aids they're sending are not going to any poor people in the rural areas. But it is just like the COVID-19 this thing that they use on themselves. Some governors use keep and pack it for campaign. Before the before the riots, and people went to the store and break those stores and took all those palliative that they installed, that they're supposed to give to the poor people. Instead, the thing that the world brought, they pack it, and so that during the election they will start using this as a campaign gift. That is the kind of I don't know why the West not know all those things. I believe they know them because the embassies know, but the only problem is some of the embassies that they are corrupt. So any person who sends that kind of money to Nigeria it doesn't get to the poor people. It doesn't go to rural areas. Where those money supposed to go and those medications supposed to go, those things are not going those places. How many poor schools have gotten those things? Look at those ones that are having school they normally show on the television. A school without roof. When the rain is falling, the children are wet. In those and in the lake, in some lakes or in some rivers. When rain falls, the children cannot go. There's no way they will stand on top of this thing. So these are the kind of aids that the Western world will come down themselves and use their maybe they provide the contractor come there and build those things for those children, people so that those will get to the poor people. But if you are giving any aids and you send it to the Nigerian government, they will use that money and it will not get to the poor people. The governor, the senators, the House of Assemblies, the president, and all their ministers will use that money and it will not get to the poor people. They will share it, they will use it and pay their children's school fees abroad. So that is because they don't have conscience. That's the things they do. So any person giving an aids, that person is not helping the poor Nigerians. And they should stop. If they want the poor people to get well, let them come and tell Nigeria to have discussion on the table to how to rule Nigeria. If Nigeria should remain one, or if Nigeria should be separate, and people should govern themselves. That is the only way the things will get to the poor people. That is my take on this now. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my brother, for that very contribution. I appreciate that. Akonya Wetere, you're welcome. Thank you for joining us. Let's hear from you, Akonya Wetere.
Yes, good morning, Uncle Cook.
Good morning, my brother.
Good morning to Uncle Greg. All are welcome. Thank you, my brother, for your wonderful work, your effort and input to our dear government and our country. You are doing a great job. You're doing a great job. And God will continue to bless you and give you wisdom, more wisdom. Continue on this trajectory that you are moving. Thank you very much. So there are things that I want to speak on this morning. That is not the topic we are discussing. I saw on news this morning from the handle of our government, whereby the logos and the account of every department is online. I picked it from your platform. So it's a welcome development. It then means that the government is listening to us. They are doing what we clamor for every day. So and we keep doing the needful by pointing out the areas that each and every one of us thought it is necessary for us to make a difference. Because the Biafra we are talking of is a country that is not going to be different from other countries on the essence of territorial integrity. But the difference and the main reason why we are pushing to be left alone is for us to set example and set a precedent that anyone that will be worthy of emulation and copying from other African countries. So therefore, I'm pleading with the government that what they are doing is fine, but they should put every of their resources and effort on ensuring that those institutions work independently and also encourage checks and balance, that they will work within themselves and as well copy from others. That we should not do things like Nigeria, whereby the executive, the judiciary are under the executive, the parliament, all of them are under the executive. None is working on its own, so that they will encourage the checks and balance in the government. As we see the Department of Defense, they should work, make sure they stand firm, work as a Department of Defense. We saw Department of Homeland Security, they should work. They shouldn't be doing like Nigeria. That is another way that will win Nigeria. Now, coming to what you talked about, Mr. Canada denying Mr. visa, it then shows that what we are doing, all this gathering every morning on your program, and we air our view, we air our grievances about Nigeria, we do exposition on what is going on in Nigeria. It then means it's bearing fruit, because like on before now, we've not seen a country that denied any of the official visa and they came on their news very loud. No,
yes,
they would do it. They are current Attorney General of the Federation. US denied that visa when after the judgment that brings Hope Uzodinma from 4th to number 1. US denied it, but it wasn't loud like this. Nobody heard of it, except the people that are keen with their news. So, but this one is loud because Biafra have achieved a point of making Nigeria to be on the radar of every country in the world. So it then means that we are making a step. So during when the saga between Benin and our sister in Canada, that whether Sambag is her name.
yes.
So many people thought that what our PM did then through the platform of Bridge, that he did not register any print. He registered print because all the files that were sent to Canadian government, I hope the people that sent the documents, they made sure they stated so many things there. And ever since then, Canada and other countries have put Nigeria on a map They are marking Nigeria. So I'm also saying that we Biafran, we should know that whatever we are doing is registering mark. We are making moves. Because without all this effort, all this our input every day, Canada might not decide to deny visa. Because denying visa, if you say Nigeria is a working entity, is a slap on the face of whosoever call himself a Nigerian. Though we are indirectly a Nigerian today, because we have not gained our independence, we still call through their satellite. I'm talking to you through their satellite. Whatever we are doing today, we are still doing it under some of their help. But if they say it is a country that is working, and we are not seeking for us to be on our own, it's a slap on the face of that country. But they are politicizing it. They are making it look as a joke, just as the video you played. They are making it look, they are using it to catch crews. But they do not know what it means for their chief of defense staff of a country to be denied a visa. Not that he's going there for holidaying or work leave.
Official assignment.
Official assignment that Canada organized, and they called on them to come. So it's a slap on Nigerian face. But it is a plus to we the Biafran. What it means is that we should sit up and work more on this trajectory that we are moving. We should sit more and do more of our paperwork. That US man that talks to us during the declaration, he said this. That is why somebody like me, it pains me when I see the people that put themselves forward, that they are fighting for Biafra, and all they do very well is to be going along with propaganda, moving along with emotion, because it is emotion that begets hate. It is emotion that even entices and induces corruption. It is when you move with emotion, when you choose not to move with facts, something that comes emotionally, are you able to analyze that thing, pick out the fact in whatever the thing is coming up with, and be able to make your stand? That is why many people are messing themselves up. Had it been that the group of Ogin Kere and his followers read through the line of the effort of Simon, all the things that Simon preached, all the things we had, all the things we see, and chose to resolve this fracas that they brought out to the public internally, the whole of Biafra would not know that such a thing is in play. You did not like Ngozi. You did not like a woman to lead you. I thought that they're supposed to put that in internally and agree. You come up with your facts. You come and say Ngozi is Ngozi or Fulani. Where is the evidence that the woman is from Fulani? You have no evidence. But because of your emotion and hatred, you chose to wash your dirty linen on the public and disgrace yourself and try to retard our movement. If not that the woman is somebody that God blessed with a super wisdom. Because most of the times I will sit back by myself, I will just like, there are times that I will be very angry, and I will boil within my spirit. When I am calm, I will look at this woman and say, because if I am to be in her shoes, I would have taken maybe some drastic measure that will later make me a joke. But this woman, she condoned all the insults, and she keep on making moves that we are seeing the results. Because for Canada to deny the visa, Nigeria will paint it as the life. Their Iraq, their payroll, the backroad Iraq that come to defend them on their conventional media. They will paint it as their life, as they like. But I must tell you people this morning, it is the work of Biafra that is causing all this. It is the work, the imminent work of you people that is making Nigeria every day by day to even cause them to misfire and as well disgrace themselves on the international stage. More praise to the elbow of each and every one of you. Thank you for the work that you are doing. I thank our COS. It should continue. It should continue. And I pray for Spirit of God that surpasses every understanding to be upon her. Guide her to make a guided statement as she's doing. She should continue to make more guided statements, make more guided moves and more guided utterances. Because we are seeing the result. If we are not seeing the result, it then means that the person is blind. Because more woes will befall Nigeria. Canada, will I say Canada is acting as a proxy of America today? Trump has not finished setting up what he's trying to put up in America. When he finishes his own, I believe something will happen. But for us to keep on moving on this trajectory, what we need to do is to put ourselves in order. So I want to speak to the media. I keep on saying it every day, that our media should be more professional. Our media should be more professional. You are doing your best, Uncle. You are doing your best. Because virtually every information that you bring, anybody that has been following you, you discover that all the information you dish out are verified information. You do not run propaganda. Even if it is coming from the platform of Nigeria, it must be the one that everybody can verify that is from Nigeria. Any information that you do bring out to the public that is not generating, that you do not generate from maybe Nigeria or any other conventional media, I do see that it is a verified one, that you verified it before you bring it. If all other people that are speaking for the United States of Biafra were imbibed by this, it will make our media more professional. It will reduce the joke that people see us as. Anybody that wants to bring any information, when the information goes to your table, make sure you have a mechanism that you use to verify it. If it is not verifiable, don't bring the information out. Because we are no longer in agitation, as we may say, even though we are still agitating for recognition. But we are no longer wholly in agitation. We are no longer in agitation as it were before. We are now in national building. We are trying to set the examples that our nation, our newly born nation, will run on. So let everything we do now become more professional than before. Don't speak out of emotion again. Don't run propaganda that you want to use it to draw traffic and create the impression that we are fed up of Nigeria. No. Whatever we bring out to the public should be more constructed. Should be more constructed and more constructive now. We must bring that information that is educative. So that is what I will advise. And when they are done with the media that you told me that they are putting things together, when the media comes, all the head of all these departments that they listed out today, it is the work of a journalist or work of a media house to call on them from time to time. They should come and educate us what they are doing. That is what will make our country different from Nigeria. But if we leave the work alone to be only on our leader, as we did leave the work then on Mazi Simon alone, the love, because results attract love. Now, whenever our leader is being taken out, we will be left in disarray again. But when media comes, there should be a time table. The day that the department head of security will come, it will be at a town hall meeting. He will come there. maybe the platform we hold him, he will be asked questions. The announcement will be made that is coming. No longer we are having unity. It will be on that media, just as maybe they invite somebody on Arise television, come and tell us. He will come, the journalist will ask him questions within the time frame that he will be interviewed. He will tell us what he's doing, and whatever he's telling us will be a verified something that we are seeing. Not to tell us that we are doing it. You tell us that this is how far we have done this one, and this is what we want to do more. So let everything be more professional, because that is what the Western world will see. They will see the capability, the capacity that in us that we will be able to do a country. But if we continue to leave the work on one person alone, without making it known to everybody, that is why they will gather the courage of finding a means to get that one person. But when they see that the power, the work is now being developed among every head, that every head is up and running, will you tell me that they will now, it will be easy for them to arrest all of them at once? It won't be possible. And each of the departments, let the head do, and let him give chance to the deputy to do, so that the work will be shared. Let the head, the senior and the deputy be active. That is the way I'm thinking that it will make our government to move more with speed. And we getting to our cultures and getting our homeland ready will be more achieved. So that is all I have to say on that this morning. So my brother, I thank you. The work you do, I thank you. I thank you. I pray for you people every day. I thank you people the way you conduct yourself. It is not shouting every day. I didn't come to shout today. But I want our government to continue, because the things we see today shows us that they are listening to us. And it encourages us to come more and air our views, air our own points and our beliefs. And I believe if our government continue like this, we will make a difference. We will not be like other African countries or be like Nigeria. I yield now for other stuff.
Thank you so much, my beloved brother. You have spoken well, and I appreciate your contribution that you just made. And on that line of thoughts that you brought, I think the government have already started on that very direction at the very time that the members of the government, we have been appointed on different departments. We started that program, inviting head of department and their deputies to speak on the media. We started the program and we continued until we had some little technicalities that came on the way. Then we had to pause it to wait until when we put things in order, more especially our media, our central media network, and then we can be able to continue. We actually started it. We started it already, inviting heads of the department. We were doing it, head of the department and the deputies, and we are interrogating them. They were coming on different programs to come, but something came up, which most of us here watched. The attack on Twitter from our people who are trying to stop us. Then the attack on Twitter was so much. Most of the time when we come on Twitter to talk to bring out this project, there has to be disruption and obstruction. We have to log in and log out, go to one platform or the other, and there I come. So that is why it was stopped for some times, and then I think it's going to resume again immediately. The network, the media of the government is fully established, which is going to happen in a few weeks. Once it is ready, we will resume that very program. It is a program that is in the heart of the government. The government already put it online, and we have started it already, but it was paused because of some technicalities. But it will be resumed again immediately after the full establishment of our media. Then we will be able to go on that direction again. So the whole government is working. It is good. Whatever idea that anybody has, whatever objections, whatever thing you notice, whatever observations, you bring it forward. The government is listening and they're hearing. If it is something that be implemented, it will be implemented. If it's one that has already been implemented, we'll tell you. If it's on course coming, you will know. So it is his right thing to do. The government is very busy. Just like when if you can remember, our Deputy Prime Minister, was it a few days ago, when she wrote on her Twitter handle, she said that she has gone to the FBI to make a report on this very man they denied visa now. This man they denied visa now. If you remember, if you can remember, days ago, the Deputy Prime Minister went to the FBI to make a report on this man, on Tinubu and on Bianca Ono, for their terrorist activities and sponsoring of terrorists and the atrocities they are committing in Biafra land. And now this idiot was denied visa. So just as my brother said, they are listening, they are hearing us. And these things will begin to happen if we continue to mount pressure and speak on our various platforms and share information across the world. It is very important. It's very important. We are not sleeping, we are not relaxing. The government of Biafra will continue to do what they have to do. As you all know, Mazen Nandekano is already fighting from the front. Mazen Nandekano, before their own court, is delegitimizing them. I want everybody to always go back and watch that video of Mazen Nandekano in the court. The delegitimization we are talking about, that we are supposed to carry out after declaration, which was what was agreed, one of the structure that was put in place by our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa. I have played the video here where he made the speech on several occasions that we will embark on delegitimization of Nigerian government and legitimization of Biafran government immediately after the declaration of Biafra. That was what he said. And some of us have deviated from that, and they are doing the opposite. But when you look at that video of Mazen Nandekano, they come out from the court, you saw him in their own court delegitimizing them, delegitimizing the government in their court, delegitimizing their judiciary, delegitimizing those criminals, those idiots that call themselves leaders. In their own court, he was stating it in black and white. That is the delegitimization that every one of us is supposed to engage in, back him up and do our own part. If Mazen Nandekano can be in there doing his own, you that is outside, what are you doing? Nothing. You that is outside, instead of you doing your own part, you think it's a joke. Instead of you doing your own part, you are busy attacking somebody who is doing something. When you know you have nothing to do, why don't you allow people who are working to work? I hope every one of us will learn our lesson. And this is another update that I saw that was posted. It says, let me read what is written here. It says, a Nigerian woman who was denied asylum in Britain 8 times has finally been granted the right to stay after deliberately joining the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. This woman was denied visa 8 good times. She was seeking for asylum. They denied her 8 times until she turned around and went and joined IPOB, the indigenous people of Biafra. And then she was granted asylum. You see, that is why we say the Zoological Republic, even the British themselves know the evil they are doing. The whole world know the atrocities of Nigerian government. They know. They know. But for their own selfish interests, they will not do anything. Instead of British to do something, what they will do is to give you asylum to come to their home and stay. Remember when they opened their consulate in Enugu? After so many years of independence, only a few years ago, they went and made an announcement and said they want to open consulate in Enugu. And our Prime Minister came out and said, then go to hell with your consulate. We don't need it. We do not want any consulate in Enugu. Because what they are trying to do is to open up a gateway for every youth and people that have brain, well-meaning and responsible people to leave the country for them. To leave the country for them. That is what they are trying to do. You see, somebody who has been looking for asylum for 8 good years, and now she went to apply as a member of IPOB, the indigenous people of Biafra. Then she was granted asylum. What did I tell you? That should ring a bell in your ear. But it is unfortunate that so many of us that are living abroad, they do not want to talk about this freedom. The only time they talk about our freedom is to get asylum to stay abroad. So many of us. There are some people today that are speaking about Biafra because they were given asylum. But it's not supposed to be so. It's not supposed to be so. That place is not your life. No matter the asylum they give you, you are not free. That is another second class, another grade of slavery. That asylum is another grade of slavery they want to give you. Another grade of slavery. And this is what the British can offer you. When they came and they announced that they want to open a consulate in Enugu, every one of you saw it. Maybe you have forgotten. Some of you have forgotten. You know, some of us, we forget so easily. They said they want to open their British consulate in Enugu. Our Prime Minister, Mazi Samuel, come on board and said, we do not want it. Go to hell with your idiotic whatever. The same thing was what they did. This same thing was what they did when Mazi Naneka was around. While we were talking about our freedom, talking about self-determination, the British went again and announced asylum for all the people who are aggrieved, mainly the members of IPOB. Members of IPOB, they were all granted asylum. They announced it, and Mazi Naneka said, we do not want your asylum. What we want is self-determination. We want our own country. That is what we want. That is what we're pursuing, and that is what we continue to pursue. But they use this their another level of slavery to take away the mind of our people for fighting for their freedom. And some of us are falling for it. You see many of our brothers today living in Europe. When you talk about this very restoration of Biafra, tell them to join the United States of Biafra in this freedom fighting. They will not. They will not. But whenever they need the papers, they need asylum, they will now come. They will now come and attach. And remember, the only organization today that is going to approve that your asylum is the United States of Biafra. Even while Mazi Samuel was here, they were writing, countries were writing Brigi. When you go in any country and you apply for asylum, they are going to write to United States of Biafra. That is the body that the whole world knows today that is fighting. If you go and apply as an indigenous person of Biafra, every one of us, we are indigenous people of Biafra. But the only government recognized today in the world standing for the Biafran people is the United States of Biafra. And when you go for that asylum, they are definitely going to write to inquire, just like they were doing. Mazi Simon, one of his programs, said it. That countries are writing to Brigi then to make inquiries about people who are seeking for asylum in the name of IPOB, in the name of the indigenous people of Biafra. This is another class of slavery that we must not accept. They know our value. They know what we are facing. They know our challenges. They know the problem. Even the British know that it's a problem. But they want to keep us enslaved. Now they want to upgrade the slavery by asylum. They tried this when Mazi Naneka said it to them in black and white. He said, we don't need your asylum. They came again during the time of Mazi Simon Ekpa. And he said, we don't need your consulate in Enugu. Take it to Kano, to Sokoto.
Yeah.
Take it there. We don't want it. But it's unfortunate our people, they don't care about their freedom until when they need this asylum, they will go there. It is a shame. Go ahead, my beloved brother Greg, say something so that I'll proceed.
Yeah, just to support what you're saying. No, during the time of Mazi, and kind of British people they write something that if you are coming from the southeast or whatever,
yes,
instead of you to join fighting for Biafra in Nigeria, you should apply for work, visa for work in Nigeria, so that with all your certificate, with all your documents and everything, so that they can give you work in Britain. So now they cannot tell them that that's not what we want. What we want is freedom. Because what they want to do, what the system they wanted to do, those people that graduated from universities, they just want to use system and pick the best brains in Igbo land that time, and tell them they are giving them the work and bring them to Britain. You know, British people are very cunning people. When Mazna can tell them, no, that's not, we are not looking for asylum or this thing. Give us Biafra so that we can build our own land.
Simple.
They just want to use system and tell you if you are a graduate, if you are this, if you are that, if you are, instead of you to join Biafra, just apply for work in Britain, we can give you a work in Britain. So what they wanted to do at that time is just to go, all the whole people that came out from universities, those ones that will get first class and everything, they will use system, and not that you go to Britain embassy there, they will just give you visa. No, when you come, if you come and if you did economics and they will get first class, they will set the exam there for you. When you write it and you pass, they will give you visa and bring you to Britain and give you visa and start coming working in Britain. So that is their system. That's what they wanted to do. So they wanted to pick all the best brain, knowing fully whether those best brain, when they come back, they will not go back. And they will left the dumb ones for you there. And those dumb ones will enter into kidnapping and ravaging the land. So that is the way how the British people operate. Coming the people who have entered already, and they are looking for they made asylum and they want to they don't want to be deported. So some of them, when you ask them to join what we are doing, they will be, because they will be contribute $5, $10 or whatever into the, they will run away. They will not want to come, because when they come in, they will ask them to put something. But when they have problem, they will start coming to the Biafrans here and yeah, to have a problem. You know, there was one guy. The guy was a very good guy, but that was during the time of IPOB and all those stuff. When they don't have, there was no solid foundation. There was no solid this thing for people that made asylum. You know, some of them were deported even when they joined IPOB. But because the IPOB, before they will give you later, they will charge. I think they were asking some of them a very big amount of money that time to contribute or whatever. So, and some of them were deported because they did not give them the authentic backing they're supposed to give to them. So some of them were deported. So like this woman now, I think I can say she's lucky, because maybe she had been IPOB before this, before they have been all this while they have been denying her visa, or maybe she joined IPOB. So yeah, joining IPOB, not that it's you know, because they write this IPOB here, it might not be real IPOB. It might be what we are doing now that is giving him.
Of course, it is what we are doing. Not so, when they write IPOB, it is you know,
it is we.
Biafra. They just use
IPOB. It's Biafra problem. Yeah, yes.
So what they do is that the woman has applied for asylum for 8 good times. And they rejected her until she now went and joined what we are doing. When she joined as a Biafra agitator, now they grant her that very asylum.
You know the reason? The reason why is she must have been she must have presented herself as a Biafran without joining or without this letter or this authentic backing. Yes. So until when they have been rejecting all this while, because of what we are doing, maybe she must have gotten the pre-government backing. Exactly. With the documents an ID card and all those to prove indeed that she is a Biafran and she's indeed having a problem real. So the government must have backed her for her to have this opportunity.
Some people have forgotten, sorry to say, some people have forgotten. Remember, there is a time our Prime Minister announced it, that anybody is seeking asylum, we have a department that is handling that. All you need to do, you don't pay any money. You just apply, give your documents and state the country where you are and your name and every information. Then the government by themselves will now write to that country and to the immigration on your asylum. It was announced.
Yeah. But in those kind of IPOB, nobody write anything. They will tell you, IPOB will tell you that they have lawyer pay so and so money. The way you pay that money, the money will not even get to the lawyer, or maybe the lawyer will not even write anything. At the end of the day, they will deport that person because the people who are organizing it don't even know the law or how those things are supposed to be handled. So, but because the PM knows about immigration law, and that is why he's handling it the way it's supposed to be. And the government will look into it because he will know what it takes for somebody to get documents in a foreign land. It's not just IPO, just for saying sake or just letterheading, the right letter. That is not good enough. So that is the thing. It's yesterday. There's something I wanted to speak concerning this thing, concerning the so-called ICC in the government that was banned. They released the voting this thing yesterday. It was released yesterday, and because many people didn't know what happened. Like I watched one
video. Go ahead.
I watched one guy yesterday in his program. The guy is in Nigeria. So when he was acquiring Dr. Ngozi Arabeze, the program the guy made. So I watched that program. He was saying that Dr. Ngozi Arabeze had problem with. He will have a problem with ICC. He had a problem with the military. He had a problem with the people in the government. That I watched it about 2-3 days ago before this very information came out yesterday. So when this information came out, that is why, it's good. I'm just saying it. That's why my purpose of bringing this topic this morning is this. The purpose of keeping, I'm just saying my mind, I'm not in government or anything, but I'm just saying my mind. The purpose of recording some of those meetings, there was a time we were having problem in our German this thing here. So I told him that in this Zoom meeting, the meeting is supposed to be every time record. They're supposed to record it. And when they record it, they're supposed to send it to the PM and the government in the higher authority. So that some of the time, when the problem come out from here, before the PM will handle any problem, he will have opportunity to go to the meeting of the German group or British or France group or British group. So he will go through the meeting they have, any meeting they had in their group, about 2 or 3 meetings. He will take his opportunity, his time, and watch some of those meetings, and he will see some of contributions of the people in that meeting and how those meetings was handled. So from there, they will start finding out the problem. So as fidelity to the here, even when there was problem in here, when at that time the PM was still here. So when he sent our DPM to come to Germany to handle the case, I refer that case. I said, let them go and watch some of those meetings. From there, they will know who is honest and who is not honest. So the purpose of some of the meetings they are having in the cabinet is if there is any kind of matter, like this kind of matter, now where they are lying and confusing the public.
Yes.
Confusing the public. Some part of those meetings supposed to be released so that the people will know the truth. Because when you say our meeting is confidential, yes, the meeting is confidential, but there's some aspects that the public will know to know exactly what is happening or what had happened. So from there, they will start gathering the truth. Like this particular one now, a lot of people didn't believe even that there was a meeting before the convention in Finland that nullified those group as a committee. And some people, as a CRC. And one thing again is, just like people like this Ogun Kerry. Ogun Kerry might be my own level of education. He did not have the opportunity to be all that high educated. But when you people like those people that call themselves professors, who are in this cabinet, know what a committee means. It's just like 2023 when they had a finance convention, the first convention.
Yeah.
So I was among the people that handled the committee that welcomed the PM and organized the Finland this thing in Germany here. I was among the people that handled it. So after that convention, it was dissolved.
Simple.
Nobody called after that convention, after that our PM visit and that convention, the whole thing, it was automatic dissolved. Nobody will be coming talking about it. It's just like if something happened in many of us who are among those committee will go and have a meeting and say we are removing the person who is in charge of this ceremony as a liaison office, which makes no sense. So when they talk about this committee, a lot of people don't even know what a committee means and their level, or what they can do and what they cannot do. So a committee is after achieving that aim of that committee at that particular time. That committee is automatically most of the time dissolved. So, but I was surprised when some people who are professors that are among that committee, they use them to do election.
The committee, their own committee now becomes stronger than the cabinet.
Becomes stronger than the cabinet that is working for the government.
That is working for the government.
That is what I don't understand. And there's somebody who calls himself a lobbyist, a lawyer. No, those things. They know those things and uphold it. That is why I used to tell you, just like we are talking about the Musa, whatever they call him, Mustafa, whatever, that Canada denied visa. The Western world know the truth, but they will be pretending. That is what my office is again to hate more, to hate this lobbyist who is talking about, who is writing rubbish and talking rubbish. That people are committee, and that committee was dissolved before the convention. So under which platform are those people coming to conduct an election that will bring Ogun Kerry as an acting PM? They know that they were acting under a fussy false foundation that doesn't exist. So when this tape was released yesterday, I was saying our deputy prime minister, she's wasting much time. To allow things to get rotten before you release a tape like this. It's not good. So the earlier is the best. When they lie and there's a proof to do it, you release it. People will see it. That is the fact. So because the more you allow it, the more you destroy a lot of things. You don't give chance to a lie, to any kind of lie at all to fly. Because when you give that, it will destroy a lot of things. Many people will die because of it. So that is my because maybe if some people must have understand what happened, so I wouldn't have even in the Biafra, I wouldn't have even joined them because they will find out the truth that these people were dissolved before the election, and people who know what committee is all about, they will not join them. It's just like when they come, they lie that against the Tongoso rebels against the military that is showing another army that it doesn't recognize Butuzo. That Butuzo is the commander. But in 1 second time, Butuzo is not even a commander. Butuzo is like a chief of armed staff, just like this Mustafa. They cannot be calling Mustafa now a commander. No. Commander is people, somebody who is commanding a group who will go and face one part of this thing.
Exactly.
But what is Mustafa? Mustafa is overall. That's why they call him chief of army, armed staff. So every military, every commander is under him. And that was what Butuzo was supposed to be. So Butuzo can only work with the Minister for Defense and the Tongoso rebels with some other company if they want to have a security something. If they have a security meeting, maybe some commanders will be invited into that meeting of security. But when they were talking Commander Butuzo, then the people don't even know what the commander means. So the man there as a general, let's assuming that they have 40 states. So what Butuzo is, he is the chief for all those 40 commander states. That's what he's supposed to be.
Even that title has not been given to anybody. If you want to assume such title, it will be a decision that will come from the government.
For the government,
yeah. The consultation of the chief defense minister. Every one of them will be involved in the decision. And the person will choose it. It will be announced. For now, what we have are commanders on the ground.
Yeah.
Until it's been announced by the government. When the government decided to choose the chief of army staff, then we will know that we have the chief of army staff. Why don't we have patient and wait?
Yeah. So that is terrible. So my message to the government is some of the information are not supposed to be kept. Those information are being kept in case of anything to prove that this is what happened. That is why they keep it in their record. So no need of waiting until things get more bad before it can be released. So that is my suggestion. Thank you.
Thank you for that suggestion. But on that suggestion, I think the deputy prime minister had a reason why she, in this Biafran government, there is a way things function. People operate on their levels and the way they feel things are going to be nice. And when you see it, the people who we are dealing with, we are just on competition. We are trying to compete and make a competition. But our deputy prime minister was not seeing any competition with them. She wasn't in the competition with them. She has always said it on her program. She wasn't in a competition with them. And I believe why she has even brought that out now, because it's supposed to be the documents of the government. Why she brought it out now is because it has been made official that Briggy has been dissolved. This very video now is to back up that very dissolving of Briggy government. So for those who will say Briggy did this and Briggy did that, now she wants to clear that very thing completely out of the way. Completely out of the way. Now she brought out that very video, which I'm going to play now. Maybe before we end the program, I will play so that people can listen. And when we were saying it that time, in this meeting, I attended the meeting, I was there. When we were talking about it online, people thought that maybe you come out and you make up word and you say something, or maybe you are just trying to make up word to just be relevant, or maybe you are trying to convince them. But it was something that was done before that very convention. This meeting was called. And most of these people were invited in the meeting, they didn't come. Some of them that came, they came there to insult the deputy prime minister, and when they shouted, I shouted, and they ran away. And that very vote that was casted on that day, and everybody saw the result of the vote. It is sad how our people behave, but I thank God that finally today the battle has been won completely, and every crooked road will be made straight. My brother Akonye, go ahead and speak to us. Let's hear you.
Okay, Uncle Chooks. In response to the video, I want to state my own mind.
Go ahead.
Let me borrow words from Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan used to say, we that do enter his program, he used to say that whatever that happens to Briggy, since we are able to declare Biafra and switch from Briggy to USB, that we should let Briggy rest. But letting Briggy rest, to my own belief, does not mean that whenever something is going wrong and people need proof, people need a substantial evidence, that we should not go in the archive of Briggy to get some clarifying information to clarify something. And we will not use because of somebody's mistake. Let me be more specific. Your dad that gave birth to you could not make it in life. You now own up to that irresponsibility and say that even if I did not make it, has anybody been able to make it in my family? We will not use because of the irresponsibility of those groups that decided to make their decisions without balance. Because what they did, they dealt a big blow on the entirety, and are still sending that blow up to today, on the entirety of the people that call themselves the Biafran, which they feel they are fighting for. In a nation, there's what they call classified information. And I believe that it is an offense when somebody brings what is called classified information outside when it is not necessary. What they did barely 48 hours of the conclusion of the convention that bettered the USB is bad. It's very bad. I myself, back then, I was still a subscriber to virtually all their platforms, Van, Sonia Power, and every one of them. Wi-Fi Vision, or B Chicago. So when the YouTube notified me there's meeting, I came out. I logged into either Van or any of them platform. I logged into it. And what they were saying, I was pissed off that day. I said, why again? Why is our people not learning from the past? Why is our people letting history repeat itself every time? And for people that are not keenly following the struggle, their mind choked. Some sit back, they stand back and say that this is a joke. But some of us followed, because it was that meeting that even made me to go and buy a new phone. Because my former phone, I don't know why, it does not allow me enter any platform. So I now bought a new phone so that I'll be able to participate as I am doing now. So it brought everybody to start talking. And all this information that they are calling that Ngozi is releasing confidential information or classified information, do they care on that one they did that day? The moment they came online that day, without settling their internal ranking, and chose to make Biafrans to feel biased, that is the day they lose that relevance, they lose that reckoning. So, and looking at how Ngozi, our DPM, is piloting this affair, you will see that something came upon that woman. Because women are known to be people that are not good in managing words, though not all of them. But Ngozi fall on that category of people that manage their words. He fall on that category of leader. Ọsadebe sịrị na ọ na-agba arụcha ọgụ nwoke nwaanyị nwere akụkọ. O wee sị na agbanụ ụwa anyị nọ n'ime ya taa na ọ dịzikwa ụmụ nwoke na ụmụ nwaanyị rụcha azụ ọgụ nwoke nwere akụkọ. Ihe bụ ihe ụmụ nwaanyị kwesịrị ime ka oge nkere ha mepere. Now, Nnamdi said, ụzọ ọbụla ihe esi nweta Biafra, go ahead. It's just like being a prophet that he is. It's as if he knew that he's staying on the forefront, as in being free man on the forefront, is about to come to an end. He made those prophecies and he gave birth to Simon. Now, this our struggle. Some people attributed this to relay race, that you run with the baton. When you are becoming tired, you pass the baton to another person so that the person will carry it on. And when you look at that sprint race, you see that the people you pass the baton on are being splintered. Even if you are becoming tired, you must run till you get to that next person where the person is being situated so that the person will take the baton from you. But now when you come to this struggle, you will see it as that is not even up to, because even though some people will say that Simon would have declared before, we pray that if they say Nigeria no, they would have let the declaration come on, the dissolution of the cabinet, before he would be arrested. My brother, even if Simon declared that, premier that declaration and dissolve the cabinet, immediately they lay hand on him, all this catamotion we are seeing will still come up.
Of course it will.
Because people have grouped themselves. That's what they call group bias. People have grouped their thinking.
Already.
That is why I always emphasize on your program. Not I want to denigrate anybody or make anybody look stupid. And that is the major problem we are having. We call ourselves educated people, but emotions still rule over us. Group bias thinking still rule over us. When you are induced, you are being brought over. That does not make us a nationalistic somebody. Because if all those groups are nationalistic enough, they were supposed not to come outside that day. Because the picture that Briggy painted a picture of a perfect institution, even though there's nothing like perfect institution. But that act alone they did that day, they displayed that day, gave power to the people that have been sitting on the fence mocking Briggy. And what they continue to do till today now justify what the stance of those people. So, but still, our DPM did not let ourselves be pushed. But we know what is called elasticity. When you are being stretched to point of no return, is either you cut or you slip out of the grip, and the person that hold the grip will not feel the pain. Rather, the person that is in the other side. Because if it is a band, if it is a rubber band, when it returns, anybody in this on the way will collect. So all these things that our DPM is bringing out is for clarity's sake. And if all of them knows that our target is to actualize Biafra, you will know that you are now, whenever you have the opportunity of being on the face of the public, you will know that you are now a celebrity, you are now a public person. You now censor your weddings, the things you say. You censor it out. Because whatever you say, whatever you speak, whatever you utter, comes with two missions. is either to make or to mar. So, and when you now censor your word, those things that you say, those things you utter, you now check the advantages on both mission. If the advantage on the marring side of it will be bad, you withdraw it. It's either you chose not to speak, you re-strategize, you call on the people you see they are doing this. But most of the people that are in this struggle, they do not care. They will just speak whatever they want to speak. And those utterances tends to make the struggle a caricature, a joke. But we're not joking, because we are seeing the result. If anybody that will come and beat his chest and say, someone did not do anything, the person is a joker, because the evidences are everywhere. The people that speak against Simon, they are mute today. Some of them that are being brought over by evil, they speak from both sides of their mouth. So that shows that Simon tried. And that is the reason why we always deem it necessary to come to your platform. We are not trying to impose, I'm not trying to impose my opinion on anybody, but I'm only bringing it as a suggestion. And I buy into your idea that let us start building a strong institution. The point that my uncle raised now is a very good point. Whenever any Lysan people or any country is doing their meeting, that all these are laws that will be passed, record the message, send it to the leader, the person at the helm of affairs at that time, so that the person will be acquainted with the day-to-day happenings of his followers. So that whenever issue come up, if it would request the person to go back so that he will give a perfect judgment, the person will go and look to it. There are so many things that Briggy did not do right. What is the main reason of changing president, of changing leader? The leader that is coming will campaign on the weaknesses of the current one. It is only in Nigeria that leaders will campaign on the weakness of the current leadership. When they come, they will now, instead of them to take up the responsibility of their manifesto, the things they campaigned on, they will now start doing blame game. We would have gone far, we would have reached Oshodi, if not because the past governor did not repair your Baja. What you will do is repair the Baja that the past governor could not do, so that you will get to Oshodi on time. So that's why I'm telling the government, let them, anybody that is called to lead, when you come to the office, check what the person that was there before you did that warranted the government to sack the person, or what he did till his tenure elapsed that is not right, that made you vie for the office. Tackle those things. Otherwise, you will end up as the person that left the place before you ended up. So all the things that our leader Ojukwu could not do, that is what Wazige came to do. But along the line, as we will always say, he could not continue doing it that way. He was caught up with him. He's no longer on the struggle, making the struggle a relay race that we are talking of. Now, Nnamdi took it over. How did Nnamdi fail? Many people have said that he surrounded himself with the people that are poor, with the sycophants. Simon did mention of such things. He came up. Now, he did not fail, but to many people, it looks as if the movement failed, that he could not reach where he was supposed to reach. Quite fine. It is now, the ball is now on the court of Ngozi. She should look at those areas that her predecessor did not do it right. Tackle it. The only area that I would say, Simon did not do it right. And I will not judge him because there are some people that he discovered that they are more. But due to the circumstances at hand, due to the redeclaration project that is very nearby, he could not make some changes. That is why he diplomatically stated that immediately after the declaration that they would dissolve the cabinet. As in, after the declaration that the cabinet will be dissolved without stating the time frame. And that is where those three musketeers laid hand on, that even if he said the cabinet will be dissolved, that he did not state out the time. Fine. That was a diplomatic way of attending to the issue. Because had it been that Simon said, okay, because of this, I sack you. Because of this, I sack you, maybe it might result for him extending when the declaration will be. And if he extended it before Nigeria captured him, we would be in a big mess. But because of he know what is going on and he want to achieve where he's going, what he has stated that he want to do, that is why he allowed them. Now we are still a fresher. This is a still new wine in a new keg. The wine will keep getting stronger. The keg will keep getting weak. So what the government will do now, do not allow the wine to get stronger and overpower you, whereby they should lay most emphasis on building the institution, making out laws that will make anybody coming to serve finding it very difficult to sabotage the movement. That is where I say everything that they are going to do, they will do it, should be more professional, and they are moving on that trajectory. That is the only way to curb saboteurs, because condition makes people to change. In physics and big chemistry, they say it's only water that exists in all shape. It can exist in gas, can exist in solid, can exist in the three of it as a liquid, solid, and gas. Why? If you put water inside a container and you reduce the temperature, it will freeze. If you put water in a container, if you bring the frozen water and put it on a room temperature, it will turn to liquid. If you hide the temperature, it will turn to gas. That is what plays out in human being. You might bring somebody in, he's not all that rich, he has not seen 150 million before. All of a sudden, the position he is now brings him close to where he'll be seeing 150 million. He has no capacity of controlling that. He will now start devising means on how to get that 150 million. He will now study that organization. Is there any way that this organization will catch me tight, rubbish me, or put me in jail? If there's no any, the person will stay. And that's what's happening in Africa. All the institutions, none is working. You know that if I get this 150 million, I will use maybe 70 million to settle my way out, not to be indicted. I will live on the rest 80 million. When the person sees all those things, the person will go ahead and steal. If the institution now that is going to lead this our struggle onwards is now made in a way that if you dare do it, if it amounts to getting information down to the lowest of that person, that's why it will be good for this USB to do a proper profiling of anybody that will head any institution. Know that person to the ground. The people there should set the example. Let everybody know them to the even know all their people at homeland. And they will make it, they will swear an oath that if you do, Because when you provide your information down to everywhere, if they are not ready to do that, that means they are not ready to lead. Somebody will not come. Okay, they wrote a memo through Abidi, I've been waiting to COS. You say that your name is Azaya Anyoko. They swear you in as a acting prime minister with Azaya Anyoko alias Ogenkere. Now you are writing letter telling COS not to be using Brady. And on your signature column, you are putting Ogenkere. Who is fooling who?
Using his name, aka in official documents.
I don't know. So who is fooling who?
In our government, prime minister. Okay.
So my brother, all you behind them. Only example about because onwe machara ihe mụnwale ekwu na amachaho. But ihe dị n'ụwa bụ mmadụ wepụ bias nature. Onye mere ndị ala eme ndị nze n'ọzọ akaghị n'ire ike atụzi asị. Onye efu eziokwu kama ọ ga-ekwu ya ọkpachie. And the power nwere ka o si eme. Ndị ọcha sịrị na absolute power corrupt and power corrupt and absolute power corrupt absolutely. Onye bahana n'ọchịchị praises bahana ọ na-ewepụ mmadụ anya. All those incentives na-eso ọchịchị, those power ị ga na ya ị generate be. Unabu PM that time ọ bata obi a na-akpọtụte lọga no result breed love. Onye na-amaghị ihe anaghị bụ ihe of ihe ndị Igbo na-eme but ọ baga ya ime because we tend towards result. Ịhafụ mmadụ si be nna ya pụọ ọ nọ na mba ofesi ma ebe ọ gara 10 years onye ga n'ụlọ ya ofu mbọsị o buru siren tụọ bụ ihe na-agbakazi onye ọbụla isi onye ọbụla chọsị ka ya bụrụ siren because ịma igbo ha na ego ahụ lọta onye kọburu gị ọnụ akwụsị ịkọ gị ọnụ so those things na-aba ndị mmadụ isi ana iwọchi ya see Elon Musk. Does he work on convoy? Ndị nọ na US. Does Elon Musk move on convoy? But onye na-enweghị up to $100 million n'ebe a like ndị si nọ na water if ebe ha na-aga with the longest convoy. Afụbe m ebe Elon Musk goro Rolls Royce. Even motor all they use, I'm sure that Tesla all they use with the highest one. All system of the Western world made a mother ka esi fu ego abụọ ka si fu ya. And the guy wepụ that thing n'ime ndụ anyị. That's why I assume na civil war mesiri anyị ike. Coward no na-akpọ ndị Igbo ha bụ coward. Ha dịghọ coward. They understand politics. They understand politics more than we do. That is not coward.
It can be removed. Outside cannot remove it. It can be removed, but you can only use the word that the people who are doing it. Am I coming at Rachus?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you loud and clear. Go ahead.
So the people who are doing the people who are on those arena are people. One, they know they are corrupt. It two or three things that can cause that siren. One is because of the insecurity in the land, and they know that if anything happens in the public place, as they are not safe because the masses might eat them like suya. So they use that siren with the government. Security, police and army, and pass the public by all means. Number two, they know the road is not good because of the traffic. They use public siren. Number three, because they want any respect and fear from the public by all means, they use siren. So it can be removed when there will be a law, and when there will be security, and when there will be a good environment and a good street and road, those things can be removed. There is no country that blows siren go anywhere. When you go in the occasion in Nigeria, this one will be coming with siren, the other one will be coming from this one will be coming from the left side, the other one will be coming from the right side with different siren and different police and the different. It will be like a we are mad people are doing something. So those things can be removed. So it don't say it cannot be removed. It can be removed. So that is my take.
I know, but I'm going to that side because it is the corrupt system that gave birth to all those things, and people started seeing it as a norm. Because when it was not here, Biafra or Buromelan, somebody called on this. Was it on this program or the one that your program? He now said that in the Western world, not on the ambulance behind the permission, Igbo siren. Anytime police Igbo siren. There is emergency. Now to somebody clear off the road.
Yes, that is either emergency for accident. The police will use emergency, or for if they are looking for a criminal or whatever. That is the only way police blow siren.
See it.
And most of the time they don't blow siren. It is only when they come into the traffic. But if there is no traffic, they can only put the blue light. It will be good. There is no siren. So with the blue light, if you are driving, you see blue light, and you know that the police is coming, and there's something danger, maybe accident or whatever. So it is only when there is much vehicles on the road or through this traffic that they will use siren, so that for you to go to this side of the street, so that the police can pass. Otherwise, they only give you the blue light. The blue light. But like here, if you are driving, and the police, all of it, they suspect you of something. So they can only drive in front of you. So you will see police. There's no siren. The only thing, the light will be showing you, police, follow us, police, follow me, police, follow me. That is what, because then you're front, already you know that you are the person, their signal, that this is police, follow them. So what do? You follow them with and go to maybe to the next rest place. They will park there and you park there. Then both of you will come down. Then you will ask them what is happening. Why are they giving you a signal of police to stop? What is happening? They will tell you maybe you drive somehow. Maybe you somebody called them. Like there was a time I was driving. I was very tired. So I was almost sleeping on the steering. So I managed to get myself, and my driving was going opposite to the opposite direction. So when I woke up, I just turn my steering and go to my normal lane. So somebody called them and give them that so and so vehicle. He should stop that person. Something is wrong. Either he is drunk or something is wrong. So they followed me about 5 kilometers. So until they get where to stop. So I stopped. They asked me what is wrong if I drink. I said no. Say, am I sure? I said no, I have not taken it for more than a month. I've not taken anything alcohol. They say if I take drug, I say nothing like that. They say what is happening? I said because somebody called them. That I say if somebody called you, that he said I told him yes, it's possible because I was so tired, and he said I was feeling sleepy. He said okay, that I should pack and I should not drive again. Maybe I have rest. That was all. Because somebody called them and said this social vehicle that is danger. You know, they have to follow me until they get until they pack me. So that is how the police organize that, because they ask you if you are feeling sleep, you park because you are causing danger to yourself and to the public.
Yes.
So that is it. So I stopped there, maybe I rest for 30 minutes or 1 hour, then I start driving again. You know, so it doesn't cause police accident, accident on the road. So that is how police work. You see.
Thank you for that.
All those things, Uncle. You know, all those things was made to be possible as a result of the sanity, as in the sanity in the system that is running that your country. So that is what I'm talking of. That if they put as Simon Mere now, ndị niile ala ekwu ihe anwa because of iwu eji ha. So oya ka m na-ayọ this our government agba mbọ na mee ya eme ha na iwu ọdị and iwu ahụ mee ha na ya arụ ọrụ. I'm not in
the government, but I believe they have law. But you know, one thing is because of this. In this kind of situation, you don't go extremely to some certain things. That's what I believe. I don't know. I'm not in the government. It's like choose who will clear some of things. It's not everything he will clear to us here. Understand when we in this kind of discussion. But the only thing why we come up like here is to come and say our mind. Because it's just like what I was, I'm the person who brought this program before he brought this video that is showing now about what happened on the meeting. So they have all those things. There is law and that is the guideline. They have all those guidelines. But the point is this, in this, like this, when some people say, why are they not suing Ogenkere? I say to sue Ogenkere does not mean that they have grant to sue Ogenkere. But the point there is now, from my own understanding, I know to go to all those things will take us away from what we are doing. So it will divert attention, which is not, I don't think the government have much time for that now, until let them get themselves together before they can do a lot of things. So do they have law? I believe they have law. It's obvious. So if I'm not correct, I think Echus is here to help out. You know.
You're right. You just answered it. You just answered it. What you said is exactly what is happening. When you see them jumping from pillar to pole, we cannot act like them as if we are in competition with them. We are not in competition. Just like as you saw the man they called their whatever, went and consulted somebody who is our lobby, who is lobbying for us, a law firm that was consulted by Biafran government to speak and deliberate on recognition of United States of Biafra in United States. They went to that very lobby firm and brought a letter which they claim the lobby firm wrote. You are writing to the government not to use the name of the leader of the government. And they sent it and they shared it and they were happy that they have done something. They want to stop Dr. Ngozi Arabweze from calling the name of Mazi Samanekwa. And when I see that kind of letter, I laugh. It is only a stupid lawyer that will be able to write it. You know that Biafran government have their own lawyer, which every one of us know. The lawyer has appeared, our international lawyer have appeared with us on so many programs. Live. When Mazi Samanekwa was there, the man was there. Dr. Levy. He is the lawyer of the United States of Biafra. And his job is to defend Biafra, defend the United States of Biafra, and every project we have, he knows about it. Whatever documents that is under the United States of Biafra, he knows about it. From Mazi Samanekwa up to today. And he is still intact with the government. Because he knows the government, he knows where the government stands and where the government is. And somebody went and met a lobby firm. The lobby firm now will go and write a letter and tell us not to use the name of the government, of the leader of the government, to project things of the government and to protect the government or do anything about the government. Is it not laughable?
That is my question. That is my question, brother.
And they were just expecting us to go and jump over and begin to do the same thing. We are not doing the same thing. All we are doing is to present information, just like this very article that was posted. The dissolution of Briggy. It has been made official so that tomorrow you will say you didn't know. It has been made official starting from the 25th of February. Is it February? I think 25th of January. From 25th, that 25th going forward, anything you did within that time with that name Briggy is a fraud. You are a fraudster. You don't have to do that anymore. You don't have to do that. Maybe you have done it before out of mistake. Oh, you didn't know. It is a different issue. But the government have now come out to make it official. And also bring out this very video from archive, so that everybody will see. So that you wouldn't say, even if you're a follower, you wouldn't say you didn't know. They gave it to you to keep. You are supposed to return every documents of the government, every item that belongs to the government, return it to the United States of Biafra government. That is where we are today. They have been told privately. Maybe they didn't hear it now. Everything is in public. The government has the Minister of Justice, and they know their work. They are busy doing what they are doing with the help of the advisors and the government lawyer. So it is not everything that we will come and chase them and announce, but when that time is right, you will always see the action play out. It will definitely play out.
It's true.
That is why
This is wonderful. That is the question I wanted to ask my brother, because I cannot imagine a lobbyist is not a lawyer for the government. A lobbyist have a completely different contract, not to defend us in any law, in any case. Their own is to go and lobby to get the government a contact and the relationship with other countries or with whatever. Not to come and stand and defend any government. So that is what I don't understand. So I don't know if the agreement or if the contract that was given to this lobby people is to defend the government or to lobby for the government. Because these are the countries where I know that is every contract they state every contract on what they're supposed to do. So even as a lawyer, they're not supposed to cross-carpet what they're not supposed to do. So that is what I don't understand.
They begin to write letter to warn the deputy prime minister. Huh? Where have you seen such a thing before?
They are the one, my brothers, two persons cannot be mad at the same time. I am anybody, all these things, they are the one that do bring themselves out.
Exactly.
And I like Remo, the answers, the coordination, all they use to our COS. So, but in here, my brother, they cook her back. But in here, they make a mistake.
Yes, you're right.
Oh, yeah, behind them, what I water how. Otherwise, only when they go, I got it do many. Because of Nansu Bada Wago. So, and the Mumwa, Adema Nimo Bim, if we iwe mu, and Ademe we out of contest. Iwe we mu na the best thing game Agame Kuoku, because I'm not Kuoku 10. No, almost 9 got the wrong at that time. So that is it. Ka see a government is so hard. Most of all these things now, our government, our own government, they are reactionary to their misleading proactiveness.
Yes.
Because most of the things COS with the Grolabo, when their damage control is becoming disturbing.
Yes.
So because all this information, I be proactive to attack them. And I be proactive to attack them. All this information, Suez Akage Managesia Sin Sama. But open a raise the dust, Suez Amanya Hufu, Halapu, Chok, also Hagibido. So we know that they will talk until they die down. So that is what we are saying. We are not against me. And from what I understood, from what my brother is saying, Uncle Greg, we are not trying to take word or input ourselves to the government. What we are trying to say is that we are asking the necessary question as a concerned citizen. Yeah. And as well, airing out our own mind. Yeah. Not that they should be taking hook, line, and sinker. But we are just saying it because the ones we have said so far yielded the result. So that's why we do come here, we say it out. So we are happy, more encouraged from Ihu Leme and DPM Leme because and one thing more about other people, Mandela Bia, latch on our mistake. Ha mara na ihe a na-ekwu okwu ya bụ nnwere onwe ka anyị lawa be anyị. And ha mata na information ọbụla ịfụrụ wepụ emotion, analyze it. When I read through the lines of that document, when I got to that place, they use Ogen again and say, is this guy daft? You've been trying to prove yourself to us. And having two identity, it then means that now, if our PM matter then there some things they wrong. So because you all prove that he used fake identity to rope PM. Now that you want to do it, name with a case emia, because from his body language, it then shows that name with a case emia. Name with a case emia. Every Patagono na him and no question email. You come clean now. But you did not come clean. He's not to rant. Yeah. He just like my brother.
That is our
just
problem.
used to say, is this person okay in his head? Do you know you have bipolar disorder before?
I don't know
go bipolar disorder before. No. God, all I know from my game, I got the clouds are gathering in the Western world. The cloud is gathering. From General achievement in America. And we couldn't like discover today. And we could only Republican get put out. But Elon Musk to contest for you all met with the DOGE and no. We get in a point to start at Elon Musk. And all this hatred, I live feeling and West and wherever I know. My brother. Okay, man, one my pras.
Yeah.
What they are doing to us is for us to get weary, become weary of them, and then drop our ego, our biasness, our psychophancy, and then make a U-turn. But
that is the area I want to come in. Oregon one network problem. That is the area I want to come in. That we're supposed to by now know what is right and what is not good for us. I don't know how much time Master choose today, because after watching, there's many things we're supposed to talk today. If you have time, just another few minutes. Because signing the video of Wazirike, I don't know if you have seen it. Wazirike comment about Nnamdi Kanu and the court.
Yeah.
And why must Nnamdi Kanu challenge?
But I didn't watch it fully. I've seen the video. I've not had time to watch it. I watched briefly some of his comments.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So if on that very video, any reasonable person, any reasonable Biafran, we know that man, all this while I have been still having a second thought about him, but after this last video, I know that there is no single person in Wazirike. Honestly, for Wazirike to be questioning Mazen Nnamdi, why must Nnamdi be quarreling with the Pinta Anyaku? Why? That is coming to the public to say if the Igbo people or the Hanezes want to, or the governors want to Nnamdi to be released, they're supposed to go to the security advisor to the government of Nigeria. I don't know what they call it. He is the only person who can advise Tinubu to release Nnamdi Kanu, because in his own time it was how he was released. So, in not that a freedom fighter trying to justify that the rule of law can be neglected.
This is you're saying now. This is you're saying that. That was what discouraged me in wasting my time to watch that video. This part you said now, this was the area I just saw. I saw a cut of video. That was why I lost interest in watching the video, because what he was saying doesn't make sense. To me, it doesn't make sense. Go ahead.
So he was not coming. Number one, I'm not a lawyer. I didn't get to the level of his education. But with common sense, I'm able to understand that what Nandekan was fighting there is lawlessness and injustice. You, as a lawyer and a freedom fighter, you don't see those things. What they are promoting is the same illegality that we are fighting against in Nigeria.
Exactly.
That law should not take its course. That law should not take its course. So, if law, because the only way is just like this letter that this our brother write to Finland government to pardon Simon Ekpa. When they have not taken Simon Ekpa to court, and court ruled that he was a criminal, or he was this or he was that, and all of a sudden, you that is living in the Western world know what law is all about. Writing this letter, and he asked me, I'm telling you not to suspect you, that there is something you know that I didn't know. So, because that is what it shows. There is something he knew that some of us don't even know, that makes him to write that letter. So for Wazirike to come in out to tell the whole world that why must Nangan be fighting a woman that did nothing? That woman did nothing, insulting the woman. Why must he be quarreling with the woman? That shows that what the woman is doing is right. So I was asking myself a question. I said, what pushed this man to freedom fighting? Was he actually a freedom fighter? So he is not condemning the way he was released. That court was supposed to release him that he didn't commit any crime. Maybe he was guilty that he committed crime and he was supposed to be in jail. And the government did not release him. If freedom fighting or if self-determination is a right, you see, so he was not supposed to come out to say the kind of thing, even in the public. I say that's why I just say before you close, because most of the time we forget the things that we're supposed to discuss and counter it before people. So because if you not counter some of the things, people will be thinking that what the man was saying was right.
You are right. Thank you for
taking us
to that. Thank you for.
That's the fact. So let the people and the Wazirike know that he was not a freedom fighter, and he didn't even understand or know what he was doing. Maybe he was doing his own just to gain popularity. That's what I think. That was only gaining popularity that makes him to come out of talking about Biafra and not even know what Biafra. I remember what that was what, and that should be around 2001, 2021, either 2021, where after Nankan was arrested and Simon Ekpa started coming out. I remember this guy that normally have VBT in Nigeria. That's one guy that normally use Biafra. What is it? BVB or what is this that normally used? So, and Chinedu somebody, but I remember, I don't know if you know the guy that I'm talking about. BVI, yeah. So there was a time when he was attacking Simon Ekpa and he was talking about Wazirike. So, and I wrote to him, I told him, I said, the freedom fighting have level. I told him that the level we are now, Wazirike, it has passed the level of Wazirike. The level we are is no more the level that Wazirika can continue from. That is, yeah, I told him that
very far behind.
That it's very. I told him it's very, very far behind. So the level we are now is not no more the level of Wazirika. That you should forget about talking about the Wazirika freedom fighting. So and that time I don't know what made me to write that into the guy. Today, after watching this, that is very video, I now come to conclusion that I was absolutely right. That his level, this level of freedom, his level of freedom fighting was nothing to write about. So he didn't exactly know what he was fighting for. He was only making all those noise and killing innocent people just only to get fame. That is what I concluded. All this his last video. You know. Yeah.
That is statement is enticing in nature. All this while, as a false allegation. Check that statement now. That now in 90 days, exactly. You cannot build something on nothing. They must provide something, a platform for you to run on. They use that in mother burial 90 days. Since 90 days or last, that's not to prison. So maybe he has been part of people pressuring Nnamdi to collect something. Exactly. You said you have at the last end of his statement. He said that Nnamdi should calm down for him to be released. Otherwise, if you like, shout from here to Port Harcourt that nobody will listen to you. But no,
coming down is for Nnamdi to give up for Biafra. If you don't know where he's going, that's where he's going.
That's what I'm saying now. That all of them, they collected money. That he should shut his mouth for him to be released. So my brother, when we say I still have Biafra spirit, I had a after if Simon about the end. If we can demand shasha. If we're not Asaris reggae that they are coming, they are profiliating our forest. They want to do us what they did to someone that did it to North.
I'm going with them. You know that these people should be extremely careful. I wanted to come to that with this very calling of what do you call him? Asari Dokobo. Asari Dokobo is trying to play a game. He played with Nnamdi Kanu before. Nnamdi Kanu thought he might be serious. So what he wants to do now, he wants to tell men on the ground. He wants to use the federal government has sent him the second time to come in to manipulate into this agitation. So if men on the ground or if this government fail to this satanic call to bring him or any of his men indirectly, he just throw this forward now for you to invite him to say maybe he had repented. What do we do to chase away Fulanis? He will usually come and destroy you. So no one should take him outside the Gobo serious at all. He's a criminal. Forget him until Biafra.
He's gone.
There's one thing I want to tell you more. Maybe after this program, you check on it. This Okocha myself, do you follow his program?
Okocha.
Happy Masen, that data boy. You follow what program?
The fair guy, but sometimes, not always.
Yes, on a program on yesterday. That video, one of the northern imam who were all I said can divide there. One of our war veteran, John Papi, check a recent video he got here. That man also knew Basaki. Also, those things on outside who could. On our body, the outside last year, la Kowa yesterday. Now, Sani, Jepurundi North, the imams, Baha, na her support is na Alebu, Nalebu Ndibeha, Londi Bolebu Ndibeha. The man America matter, one guy put again, make a chief imam, Labuja Bonibo. So, my brother, all this exposition I lay me back. We make some people, that's why I say some people are not getting enough information for themselves. They go around with the hearsay. So, on the line here, you have to pronounce because some of them, they don't pay much attention to what is going on. maybe he's now putting himself up to know whether he will lure anyone. Biafrans again, again, or only Okpagi to himself will destroy Yagi. But that spirit, Simon who know at the end. More people gap Asias, many people can get here, make their standing. Continue, my brother. Oh, and also can make maybe gay. The man analyzed that exposition under Usamere that Negus can only analyze. Even among my brother, I'm not how many of more can you get them for Ebonya Hokuna Sari Nobel, which means now that buffoon, le meeting within the north. All the conwile about this gumi that they should arm Igbo. Or wherever he could did, Ote Haka, Agone Chembakuta, the Bushman mother Nanambra. So when you are saying something or others are saying, we are not just saying what we feel like. It is fact that you always, your point is always on fact. So people listening to us, they should listen. They should listen and pay attention, not being carried away by emotion or trying to gain relevance. Shout, whoa, whoa, whoa. Do things that fact, limia, but check here or verify here. Continue, my brother.
Thank you so much. I think we have spent almost 1 hour, 30 minutes going to 4 hours, and we will be rounding up. And on those last two items you brought up now, they are very, very important, and Biafrans must be aware. As the case of Afere Dokubo, any Biafran today that Afere Dokubo deceives, that person, his life is irredeemable. Afere Dokubo, everybody knows who he is and what he stands for. And we know the kind of person he is. It's a person that you can never trust. The last opportunity he has was with Mazen Nandekan. When Mazen Nandekan gave him an olive branch to strengthen his life, and he failed. I don't think anybody is paying attention to him and will ever pay attention to him. So my fellow Biafrans, we must be focused and we must continue to do what we have to do. There is a question that somebody asked on the comment section here, and the person asked, he said, Maazi Chuks, good morning. Please, I don't want to disturb you. Please, can you give clearly about caterpillar in our military? This is something that somebody wrote in the comment section. And whoever that wrote that thing, I want to make it clear to you that in this very platform, I am in the media. I don't discuss anything that has to do with defense in my platform. If you want to know more about defense, just hold yourself and be patient. Just like the suggestion our brother Akonyo made here on establishing a platform where people are going to be coming to, where the heads of the departments and deputies will come and explain certain things. We started it initially. It was started, but the attack on Twitter was so much that when we start a program, we can't even end it. They attack it and they bring it down. There was a program we were holding with Deputy Prime Minister. We have to hold that program up to 3 times. We get up the Twitter, we talk and talk. Within the next minute, they bring it down. We go to another platform. So those attacks were so much, and we have to pause for the meantime until things are being reviewed. And by the special grace of God, in a very short time, the platform will stand, and all these things will be happening. Every head of department and the deputies will always be coming to give update. They will always come to give it. And when you have that opportunity to meet with that very time, when the deputy, the defense secretary is going to be there, you can be able to ask questions about defense. And mind you, it is not every question you ask about defense that you're going to get in public. As we speak, some of us, when we talk about government, I don't know why it is difficult for people to understand what government is made of. In the United States of America, in the US, they have defense secrets. There are some things that their defense do that they can't even discuss with you. It can never come to the public. In the UK, the same thing. The same thing in the government. There are some information that the government, you will never know it about the government until you become the #1 citizen. You see Trump. There are some information that Trump didn't have until he became the #1 citizen. Then he'll be able to have those information. It doesn't matter how rich, how poor, how educated, it doesn't matter the position you have. There are some information you will never know, you will never have it until you become #1 citizen. And the same thing in defense, more especially when it comes to defense, there are certain things you can never, ever, ever know about. Government have some secrets they use to operate. Government have this kind of secrets they use, including in your security and managing the affairs of the Biafra people. That is why it would be foolish for anybody who call himself a member of the media of United States of Biafra to come out and begin to discuss defense issues. You don't discuss that. It is not meant for discourse. If there are some things that will have to be projected about our defense or to promote them or to speak something, the instruction will be given by the government and you are going to hear it. But for any individual to come and begin to discuss issues of defense, you don't have to. So many of us in the media, my own very self, I have been broadcasting on this media since 2016. Since 2016. If you go to my platform on Facebook page, King David Express Expose, you will see my old videos there when I started broadcasting. Within the time of Mazen Nandekano, I broadcast independently on my own. You can imagine the amount of information I will have and people that will call me and the kind of voice notes that we have on my possession. But I won't come here and begin to play voice note and discuss things with you. I don't come here to advertise myself or make myself relevant. There are so many people that call on daily basis. At a point in time, I stop receiving calls. I stop, even when you send videos, I don't play it. I don't even look at it. Because it's irrelevant. I have chosen the part I will play in this government. My role is to bring information from the government and promote the government and make sure that we follow the government and do whatever the government says. If you want to know about defense, you ask about. If you want to ask questions about defense, have patience. The day the Secretary of Defense is going to come online, which we have already started before we post it. Even during that time, the Minister of Defense came twice. Twice, people were asking questions. Wait, when that opportunity calls, you ask questions, and don't expect every answer to every question you ask. When you ask a question that is very detrimental, that is very risky, that is going to jeopardize the life of people on the ground, nobody's going to give you answers to such questions. So when you're asking me about Caterpillar, you are calling about, so many of us Biafrans know that he was a member of the ESN, a commander in the ESN. Every one of us know. So many Biafrans know. If you don't know, it means you come yesterday. He was a commander in the ESN. And that is all I can tell you, which is something you already know already. If there's any other thing you want to dig out, you want to say, you want to speak, you can't get it from me, not on this platform. Wait. When the Secretary of Defense comes for briefing, you can ask your question and pray you get your answer. Thank you so much. As we are rounding up, I will allow my beloved brother, Greg, to summarize on your words and give the Biafrans a word of encouragement before we leave. Thank you so much, my brother. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mazichus. So that is, your answer is perfect. Every question has to direct to the people who are in charge. The only thing we come here to do, like we that are normal people, not in the government, not in anything, the only thing we come here to do is sometimes say our mind and discuss some issues that we are being given opportunity to discuss. Like this kind of caterpillar of a person, I know he was a commander. At a point, he fell out with our PM, and at a point, he threatened the PM. So I don't know any other thing. And that threat was in the public. So we know about it, about his threat on the PM. There was a time he had some problem with I think it should be Butus or whatever. Either he was threatening to kill Butus or save him. So there was a kind of threat that time. That's the only thing I know about the guy. Apart from that, no other thing I know about it today. So let the government that know everything handle the thing. The most important thing, we don't want to go back to yesterday again. That is the only thing we know. Anything what we're supposed to be doing now is upgrade and tighten up our security and our tighten up is what we're supposed to be doing. Not losing. So we don't lose anything. And that kind of situation, for me, I'm talking about on my own suggestion and my own mind. There is a level of we can tolerate men on the ground. Anyone that fall to the level, to the extent of going to the opposition That is after our life, after life of any man on the ground. That kind of person will not be given chance. To my own suggestion, I'm just saying my own mind. That is my own mind. I'm not giving government any condition because they don't have information more than I have. But anyone that will come to this, to any public, in like coming openly to the platform and talk against the government, talk against the PM, talk against men on the ground, threatening to kill this or kill that, that kind of person can never be rolled into police or army because he doesn't have that spirit. That is my own suggestion, and that's what I said. So I thank you so much, and I urge Biafrans to be strong. I pray for them every day. I pray for the men on the ground. I pray for our government and the people who are in the media. My prayer is our labor will never be in vain, because we don't need to be, as you are spending 4 hours now sitting there, if you use it for yourself, you can use it to achieve something. So why must we labor in vain? And if we know that we don't have hope in what you are fighting for, it doesn't make sense coming here to stay. It's because we have hope, that's why we're coming every day. And our prayers and what we'll be working every day to make sure that those things we are suffering, people putting their money, putting their energy, putting their time, putting their life will never be in vain. That is my prayer this morning, and I pray that God will let us have what we are asking Him. That I ask in Christ Jesus. Amen.
Biafra, the land of the rising sun. Ndane kuma kahabo. Ndi Biafra. Umu check up. Israel na Africa. Na the Gulf of Guinea. Hey. Aha. Aha. Weli anaga. Obobi anamania. Omo Biafra ne wongo. Israel ne wongo. Owo kainjana. Owo kainjana. Hey. Na so. Ayala. Omo Biafra na ala. Ayala na ala nso. Ngwanu kainlawa. Aka kpucha ọnwa. We are unstoppable. We are indefatigable. The 14 states of Biafra. Anyana. Chidere. Oh, de Goya. Chidera in Biafra. Ayala wala. Mandino no bodo Igbo. Mandino na Nigeria. Mandino na mbo wozo di chiche. Obi kadawala. Ana banyu nugu na ndida. Okay. Ona nye rugo. Webongo. Eligwe de wongo. Aha. Ayapo.